They called them ghosts, not the kind that haunted abandoned starships or derelict moons. No, the ghosts the galaxy whispered about were far older, far stranger, and far more unsettling, and they were called humans. Every species had a different version of the story. To the proud Celia, humanity was a philosophical metaphor, a cautionary tale about ambition. To the war-born Corin, humans were nothing more than battlefield fairy tales, the perfect warriors no one ever proved existed. To the archivist orders, they were a historic puzzle too technologically advanced to leave no trace, too widespread in legend to have never lived. But to most of the galaxy, humans were a joke, a myth told to children the same way ancient Earth once told stories of dragons. Beware the humans, the elders mocked. They defeated every empire, conquered every star, and then vanished without a trace. Because nothing that powerful could simply disappear, because no species could do the things humans supposedly did, survive radiation storms, modify stars, fight without fear, make miracles out of chaos. They were described as too adaptable, too emotional, too impossible to ever have been real. And so the galaxy agreed. Humans were fiction, a story to explain ancient ruins no one understood, a convenient legend to blame when technology was found that no living species could have built, a comfortable way to avoid admitting something terrifying. What if something once existed that was stronger than all of them? Everything changed on an ordinary survey day, when the Rilke expedition ship Varnex I entered an uncharted system and found a fully intact black metal station classified as human design. Although the crew laughed, no one approached, because the station stirred, lights awakened, and a forgotten language flickered as something ancient and intelligent woke. Across the galaxy, ancient warnings activated forgotten satellites, broken monoliths all transmitting the same message. They are returning, while governments mocked it. Old world elders trembled, remembering the warnings. If the humans ever return, nothing in the galaxy will remain the same. The station opened, revealing a breathing humanoid figure. Human, alive, awake, standing before rows of cryovaults and dormant fleets, and the whisper spread. The galaxy that mocked humans now whispered in fear, because legends don't step out of sealed stations unless they plan to return. Humanity was real, and something had just signaled that they were waking. For 3 days, the survey ship watched, terrified, until the station sent a single subspace pulse that triggered 500,000 dormant human listening posts, whose only command was activate gateways. Ancient warp gates across the galaxy ignited, all pointing toward a place called the Abyssal Fold. A dark gulf once dismissed as nothingness, now revealed in forbidden archives as where the last fleet sleeps. The awakened human activated the station, issuing 3 words that shattered civilization, initiating return protocol, and the galaxy fell into denial. Soon, human-machine pillars erupted across dozens of worlds, calmly transmitting, relay node active, awaiting fleet contact, and the galaxy finally panicked, because every empire was built atop human infrastructure. When every relay activated at once, a human voice spoke. You have built upon our roads, you have risen in our shadow. We are not displeased. We are returning. Do not fear us. Fear what drove us away, and governments collapsed in terror. A final hidden star map revealed primary enemy location, verified, and the human said, "We are not returning to conquer you. We are returning to finish the war we never told you existed." Soon, the abyss lit with engines, revealing an impossible incoming human fleet, carriers larger than moons, escort wings in perfect silence, all bearing one ancient symbol, a human hand reaching upward, humanity ascendant. When asked if they were invading, the human answered, "No. We are shielding you, for something worse than humans had followed them across galaxies." That enemy revealed itself, not as ships but as absence. The nothing that thinks a star-eating void that erased existence and had nearly ended humanity. 10,000 years ago, humanity hadn't fled out of defeat. They left to hold the line somewhere else until they could return stronger. Now, that ancient enemy had found them again. The commander announced, "We are the wall between you and extinction. Stand with us or run. There is no third option." Humanity activated weapons that bent physics. trapped portions of the void, and stabbed spacetime itself, while alien fleets watched in frozen horror. The void killed a human ship spear of Mayen, and the entire human fleet rotated 11 degrees in ritual mourning, and continued fighting as one. While billions of aliens felt the loss, psychically, and whispered, "They are dying to protect us," humanity revealed the ancient truth. They once fought the void for 200 years, lost 90% of their species, and fled not in cowardice but to save every future civilization from being wiped out before they existed. The galaxy finally believed, and the greatest empires kneeled. Dominion fleets submitted to human command. Koran warriors marked their ships with human sigils. Entire populations activated beacon codes saying, "We stand behind Earth." Humanity gave one broadcast: "We do not surrender worlds. We do not abandon allies. Stand with us, and we will stand with you until the last star burns out." Then the void returned in full force, collapsing reality, and humanity unleashed the pillar, a moon-sized reality anchor that forced physics to obey. The void tried to overwrite existence itself, and the humans answered, "We did before." It revealed its true form, a geometric skeleton of living absence, and the humans calmly identified it. Final architect entity, the same thing that once destroyed Earth. When all seemed lost, humanity threatened to drag it into themselves. A sacrifice protocol, and the void hesitated, remembering the last time humanity tricked it, and stepped back. Humanity then fired the Origin Spear, a command weapon that forced the void to break, causing a fragment of it to fall into real space like a dead god. The galaxy believed the battle was over, but the commander whispered, that was only its shadow, and when the galaxy begged them not to leave again, he broadcast, "We will not disappear again. We did not return to be your rulers. We returned because you deserve to stand with us, not behind us." The galaxy united pirate fleets, holy orders, former conquerors, all behind a single statement: "We hold the line." The void retreated beyond the fold, wounded but alive. Humanity deactivated the sacrifice protocol and stayed. No one cheered, they simply rebuilt together. Children learned the names of human ships that died, buying them seconds of life. The galaxy finally understood, humanity had not come back to rule. They came back to stand between life and extinction. And on that day, for the first time in the history of the stars, the galaxy understood what it truly meant to be human. But it did not end there. The return of humanity forced the galaxy to confront the scars they had never known existed. Entire star systems once considered natural anomalies were revealed to be battlefields where humanity had fought the void in secret. The metallic rings around dead suns were not asteroids, they were broken human fortresses, shattered shields that once held reality together. Archaeologists wept as they realized their greatest discoveries were not relics of an ancient age, but tombstones. The Koran warlords, once proudly dismissive of the human myth, now painted their armor with the mark of the rising hand in a vow: "If they fall, we fall with them." The awakened human, now known only as the Sentinel, walked the halls of the first station, speaking to fleets through neural links that bled memory into every receiver. Every species saw fragments, burning skies, children being loaded into ark ships, humanity's last cities cracking under void pressure. Even the cellular philosophers, who had once claimed humans were metaphors, knelt in silent apology. The archivist orders accessed the human data vaults, and their minds nearly collapsed. Because the vaults did not contain the history of a single civilization, they contained the records of every species humanity had rescued before they were born. The galaxy had believed humans were arrogant. The truth was that humans had been guardians. Every empire that rose had done so on soil purchased with human extinction. And now, the guardians had returned, older, colder, and carrying weapons no mind could fully comprehend. Their ships did not communicate in standard signals. They spoke in gravitational pulses, in encoded bursts of emotion, in encrypted quantum resonance that carried meaning beyond language itself. The void did not stay silent. It began testing the borders, sending fractures of unreality into frontier worlds. One world, Daru Prime, lost color for 3 whole minutes. People screamed as sound vanished. Then reality snapped back, leaving every living creature with eyes blackened like obsidian. Humanity quarantined the system instantly, not with weapons, but with light. A ring of artificial stars ignited around Daru Prime, stabilizing spacetime like iron braces around a wound. The galaxy realized something terrifying. Humans were not just fighting the void, they were containing it. The commander, still unnamed, still unseen, appeared only as a holographic silhouette of light. He spoke once more, and this time, there was no reassurance in his tone. We are rebuilding the wall. But the void has learned. It adapts. It listens. It wants you because you are untouched. We are already burned. We cannot lose more. If the wall falls, there will be no warning. One moment, you will exist. The next, not even memory will remember you existed. Entire civilizations mobilized. The proud Celia rewrote their philosophy overnight and declared, "To exist is to resist." The most feared pirate clans abandoned raiding and became human supply runners. Even the machine civilizations, who had no concept of fear, marked their cause with the human sigil as a promise. We will not abandon the line. Then, without warning, the first true breach happened. A star in the rim triangle simply vanished. It did not explode, it did not collapse, it was erased. Human sensors detected the void's signature, but only for 1 millisecond. The void was learning stealth. Humanity's answer was immediate. They deployed the Black Choir, an entire fleet of silent ships built not of metal but of living light. Their existence was rumored but never confirmed, until now. The Black Choir arrived at the coordinates where the star once existed, and began to sing, not music, not words, gravitational harmonics. They forced space to remember the star, and for one brief moment, the star flickered back into existence, not fully, not stable, but enough to catch the void's scent. Enough to force it to retreat. The galaxy watched in awe. Humanity had learned how to weaponize memory. The wars intensified in ways no species could fully understand. Time rifts, quantum echoes, fleets made of chronologically displaced versions of themselves. On the third year of humanity's return, the void revealed its first avatar, a figure shaped like a human, but hollow, its body made of broken geometry and inverted stars. It spoke only once, and every mind that heard it bled. You ran, we followed. You hid, we fed. You returned, we hunger. Humanity responded with something no one expected. Laughter, not mockery, not madness. Defiance. The commander answered, "You should not have followed. We are not the ones who will die screaming in the dark this time." Then humanity deployed the anchor lance, a weapon that fired a fixed point in time itself, pinning the avatar in a single second forever. It could not move forward, it could not move back. It was frozen in an eternal moment, neither alive nor dead. The galaxy learned another human truth. They did not always win, but they never stopped. As the alliance grew, children of every species began drawing humans in their schoolwork, not as conquerors, but as shields. Merchants began carving the rising hand into their cargo crates as a prayer. Even criminals whispered human war quotes, like protective charms. The galaxy no longer mocked humans. They wished they could have been human. Decades passed. The void did not break. Humanity did not fall. And slowly, impossibly, the galaxy realized something profound. Humanity had not returned to be worshipped. They had returned to teach everyone how to fight. Every species now trained their warriors with human doctrine. Never surrender a wounded ally. Trace every fracture in reality. Never assume victory is permanent. And when the void's pressure finally weakened, the galaxy understood something chilling. The war was not ending. Humanity had simply forced it back long enough for the galaxy to grow teeth. One night, every beacon lit at once. Not in warning, but in triumph. Message verified. Primary front, secure. Secondary front, established. Allied forces, confirmed capable. Status, we are no longer alone. The galaxy did not celebrate with fireworks or parades. They stood quietly under their skies, knowing that they were alive only because humans, the ghosts, the myths, the legends, had chosen to come back, not as rulers, not as gods, but as the first and last line of defense. And in that silent moment, every thinking being in the galaxy finally understood. Humanity had never been the threat. They had always been the warning. And now, the warning had become a promise.